Hello, good morning, how you doing today? Welcome to the channel, my name is John. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the secret credit card benefits that your credit card company doesn't want you to know about. Why? Well, simple. It could potentially cost them, but benefit you hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars a year. And the best part is, you likely already have them on your credit card, you're just not tapping into it. So sit back, hang tight, I'm gonna go ahead and break down some of the top features and benefits for you. And if you don't mind, before we get going, just give that little thumb icon, the one right down there, just give it a little love tap. It would help the video out a ton and really spread the word. Cool? All right, let's dive in. First benefit, roadside assistance. This one's pretty straightforward. So if you ever needed to get a spare tire changed, if you needed towing, if you need to get your battery jump started, or say you lock your keys in the car and you needed help there, some of these cards will go ahead and cover those services. Now, it used to be a little bit more commonplace than it is today, but you can still find it on a plethora of cards. For example, the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Chase United Explorer. It offers you roadside assistance where you pay a $50 fee. You can use the benefit up to 4 times a year. I think this is a great perk if you don't have AAA. Go ahead, call the number on the back of the card. It's a $50 fee and they take care of whatever the service is. And typically, if you were to have to pay out of pocket, especially for towing per mile, that can get pretty hefty. So this is a really good way to subsidize that. Next up, phone protection. This one's actually a really useful one. So if your phone were ever stolen or damaged, you can actually go ahead and file a claim with the credit card company to have it fixed or repaired. This is typically how it works. It usually comes with a deductible of $50 to $100, and they'll usually cover anywhere from $600 up to $800 per claim. And as far as a max benefit payout per year, it's anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to $1,600 a year. This benefit I've actually seen one of my friends use. She basically broke her iPhone, brought it to Apple to get it repaired, and Apple said, sorry, can't do it. And so she actually was able to go ahead and file a claim with her credit card company and ended up getting a check for $800 to go ahead and put that towards a new phone. Now, with this benefit, you will have to pay for your cell phone bill month over month with that particular card, because otherwise, how would they know if that's your cell phone or not? But as long as you go ahead and pay for your cell phone bill with that credit card, you're going to basically be able to insure every single phone on that cell phone plan. So now you can go ahead and opt out of whatever the standard cell phone protection may be on your cell phone plan and just opt into whatever the credit card may provide. Next, I'm going to describe for you some of the cards that have cell phone protection. I'm going to go by credit card issuer as opposed to the bank, just because it's a bit easier to categorize by that. And typically, that's who you would file the benefit for. And when I talk about issuer, I'm talking about a MasterCard, a Visa, American Express, or Discover. So from American Express, you have the American Express Platinum or the American Express Gold. From MasterCard, you have cards like the Chase Freedom Flex or the Barclays Aviator. And from Visa, we have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Ink Preferred. Next up, we have purchase protection. This one is great if you're like me and you're a little bit clumsy because it covers items that are either damaged, stolen, or potentially even lost. And so if that were to happen, you have anywhere from 90 to 120 days to go ahead and file for this claim. And typically it'll cover a claim for as low as $500 up to $10,000 per item. That's amazing. I mean, if you think about it, you bought something, you either get it stolen, it gets damaged, or even if you lose it, you could potentially be covered up to $10,000. Here are a couple cards that I recommend taking a look at for this feature and benefit. Again, not an exhaustive list. From American Express, and this is my all-time favorite, is the American Express Platinum or the American Express Gold. From MasterCard, you have the Citi Prestige, and from Visa Signature, a card as low as the Chase Freedom Unlimited covers for purchase protection. Purchase protection is actually a benefit that I've personally used. I'm not proud of how it happened, but here's the story. It was about 2 years ago, actually, at my buddy's bachelor party. It was a golf outing, out for the weekend, and long and short of it is, must have had one or two too many beers out on the course. When I came home that weekend, I realized that my watch was gone. It was a brand new Garmin golf watch that retailed at around $800. I mean, I was absolutely devastated. It was an amazing watch, though I don't think it actually made my game that much better. I just quite simply could not find it when I came back home. I called the hotel, I called the golf course, nothing. Well, thankfully, I ended up purchasing it with my American Express Platinum. So all I ended up having to do was find my original purchase receipt and file a claim with American Express. And within 2 weeks, they had cut me a check for $800. I mean, that absolutely has won me over to American Express for life. So this is a great benefit to have if you think you're like me and a little bit clumsy with your items, especially some of the big ticket items. Next up, we have return protection. This is exactly as it states. If the merchant is unable to take back the item for whatever reason, you can go ahead and file a claim with your credit card company. Now, typically this is within 90 to 120 days of purchasing of the item. And cards that cover this include Visa Signature and Visa Infinite cards like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, as well as American Express. So American Express Platinum, American Express Gold, just to name a few. This is also a benefit that I've used previously. So this is how it went down. I don't know if you guys recall, but a couple years back, there were these Snapchat goggles, basically goggles you would put on and you could snap Snapchats with them. Anyway, I thought they were kind of cool. I ended up getting them and it ended up being not as cool as I had imagined. I used them maybe once, twice, and figured, you know what, I should go ahead and return it. Now, shame on me, I didn't realize Target's return policy for electronics was 90 days. And I probably should have gone back sooner. I didn't. That's a whole other story. But regardless, I went back after 90 days to return it, and the Target representative, informed me, hey, we can't take this back because it's been more than 90 days. And I was like, oh, this sucks, because that item was $110 or so. I know, don't judge me. I bought $110 Snapchat goggles. But fortunately, I ended up purchasing the item with my American Express Platinum. So just like with the purchase protection, I went ahead on AmericanExpress.com and I filed the claim with my original receipt. And within 2 weeks, American Express had cut me a check for $110 and they said, keep the goggles. Now, I certainly don't use these goggles anymore and I would have rather preferred just to go ahead and return them. But that's just to say, return protection is super helpful when you kind of forget what the return policy is or time frame. Next up, extended warranty. Now this is great if you buy big ticket items, say washer, dryer, refrigerator, anything of that sort. Now, it works for other things as well, but this is great especially for big appliances. So typically this is how it works. It'll extend whatever the manufacturer's warranty is, usually by 1 or 2 years. Now, certain cards have different thresholds as to when they will allow you to extend that warranty. So some cards say if the manufacturer warranty is 1 year or less, they will extend it by another year. Some say if the manufacturer warranty is 3 years or less, they'll extend by another year. And some will say if the manufacturer warranty is 5 years or less, they will extend by another year. These cards all vary, but typically we see that coming from MasterCards, so Citi Prestige and Citi Premier. We see it coming from Visa Signature and Visa Infinite cards, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And of course, we see it coming from American Express, such as the American Express Platinum or the American Express Gold. And typically, this benefit will go ahead and pay out up to $10,000. Now, it'll still vary based on what exact card you have, but the average I see is $10,000. So if your fridge's warranty was, say, 3 years, this would then extend it to 4 years. And in that 4th year, if something were to go wrong, you basically go ahead and file a claim with a credit card company, and they should either reimburse for a new or a replacement. Now, with us coming out of COVID slowly, more and more traveling, trip delay. This one's a great one. Now, trip cancellation and trip interruption had always been in there, but they were really more so for big events. Trip delay is great. So trip delay insurance just basically means if your trip is delayed anywhere from 6 to 12 hours, you can typically file a claim with one of these card issuers and get up to $500 back to cover things like meals and lodging. Cards that cover this include the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Chase United Explorer, the Chase Bonvoy, as well as American Express, the American Express Gold, the American Express Platinum, as well as the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant. Now, those were just a couple cards to name, and in order to go ahead and file for this claim, you obviously just have to charge the purchase onto that card. Last, but certainly not least, we have concierge service. Yes, the finer things in life. Now, these guys are not going to be getting you a ticket into space, but what they could certainly do is go ahead and look up a dinner reservation, try to find you some tickets to a sporting event, or give you a rough general itinerary if you were traveling. I would say American Express Concierge is some of the better ones I've seen, but if you have a Visa Signature or Visa Infinite card, you have a concierge service there. If you have a MasterCard World or World Elite, you have concierge service, as well as Citi. Citi has their own in-house concierge as well. Now, again, don't expect these guys to be able to do things that are, well, illegal and just borderline impossible, but they can do some pretty crazy things. One of my buddies, for example, used to work at an American Express concierge call center. He said one of the crazier things they did was arrange for heli skiing for some executive somewhere in British Columbia. That sounds pretty crazy. Again, obviously not a free service. They just take the time out of the equation by going ahead and booking and making sure all the logistics are there. You'll still have to pay for the heli skiing, but An example of what concierge service could do, if you're in a pinch, if you're traveling, you need some advice, you need some bookings, this could be a really good option. So please drop a comment in the section below. Let me know, are these benefits that you are aware of? Are you now looking to take advantage of them? Or if you have questions on exactly how to use them, feel free to let me know as well. Always happy to help. Again, my name is John. Appreciate you tuning in. It's been a great video. Till next time. Peace.